Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the RSR Video Email Bag Show. Now here's the man with the fedora, the pinky ring, and the New York thing, your host, Bad Brad Berkwick. Forget about it.
The one, the only, the king, Elvis Aaron Presley, and the song is Suspicious Minds, which was a #1 song back in the day. Forget about it. Give you a little bit more of Suspicious Minds. Is one of my favorite Elvis songs. Sing it, Elvis. All right, thank you very much. All right, folks, I'm going to get into your questions tonight, and I've got some good ones, but make sure you hit that button and you subscribe to the RSR YouTube channel. Our viewership is going up, and I need you again to subscribe. Hit the button, subscribe. Forget about it. We're trying to build up our viewership so we can bring you more and more programming that you guys love so much. And how do I know that? Forget about it. Because you IM me on Facebook, you email me, you text me, and you see me out in town. And you even say to me, forget about it. I love it when I'm in Tulsa and people yell out, forget about it. All right, so without further ado, let's get to your questions tonight. Let me get comfortable here in my chair. All right, first question. Bad Brad, love the show, mate. I saw the last one you did, and me and the mates were dying at your American fans, the Spavinaw Kid and Walrus McGee. Sounded like characters from Crocodile Dundee, which is huge over here. I want to ask you a few things. Do you think Eubank Jr. has any chance against Triple G? They really do fight. I see they are recycling Areola again against Wilder. We know he has definite edge and experience, but do you really think he has the chance to beat Deontay? And final question. What did you think of Rau'shee Warren's win this past weekend? Thanks, Kangaroo Jack. Okay, from Brisbane, Australia. Well, Kangaroo Jack, put another shrimp on the barbie, mate. Forget about it. All right, so your first question is, before I answer those, the Spavinaw Kid and Walrus McGee, forget about it. I can't even go into it. I start laughing, I won't get through the show. All right, you want to, Eubanks Jr. versus Triple G, if it does happen. Okay, I always say this in boxing. Any fighter on any given night or day in boxing has a chance to win because one of those on the chin can change the whole look of the fight. Okay? But in reality, do I think Eubanks Jr. has a chance against Triple G? No. My prediction already would be 5 rounds. I'll go 6. I'm going to say 5. Forget 6. 5th round, TKO. Ref has to stop it. Triple G is your winner. Then you asked me about Areola versus Wilder. I'm tired of Chris Areola, to be honest with you. He had talent. He blew it being in a shape. I didn't say in shape. I said a shape that would be round. Then he gets popped for marijuana. Then he mentally breaks down. He always has freaking excuses. I don't give him any shot against Wilder. Yes, he does have the edge. He's fought the better competition than Deontay Wilder has. That's my biggest knock on Deontay. But do I give him a chance? Not really. I see Wilder busting him up, cutting him up, and stopping him middle rounds. I'm going to go 7-8. Deontay Wilder stops him, if not earlier. He don't have a shot. And he should retire. Finally, Rau'shee Warren. You know, I saw the first fight. And Rashid got screwed in that fight. He beat the champion. I forget his name now. I don't know why Pero was coming to mind, but I could be wrong. Whatever his name is, Hispanic champion, he got a gift the first time around. I didn't see the second fight. I only saw highlights of it. I don't get that channel on my DirecTV package, unfortunately. But from everything that I read, and I did see some clips on YouTube, Warren won the fight. I'm glad to see him win. He's an exciting fighter. He's not a big puncher. He's more of a boxer. Puts me in the mindset of a Gary Russell type. So, good for boxing. I don't know how long he's going to reign when he comes up against a good puncher. But I'm glad to see he got his title. Even though everybody knows how I feel about the different organizations. They all suck in my book. They're crap. But I do understand what it means to a fighter to put a belt around their waist. All right, Kangaroo Jack, that's all of your questions, pal. Next question. Bad Brad, where you been, my sexy bottle of gin? Oh, they forget about it. I already know who this is. Only one person writes to me, my blue Jew, and rhymes when they write it. Okay. I missed the fedora, the pinky ring, and the New York thing, and the Mr. Forget About It. Oh, I know who this is. I could lap you up on a matzah. I tell you that. Oh, my God, is that a visual? You can lap me up on a matzah. All right, here is my question this time. Could Mike Tyson really rule the heavyweight division today? Fighters are so much bigger than him, and they even train differently in some ways from his early days. Dad sends his best. Janice from the Bronx. Janice, my blue Jew, mwah, kisses to you, darling, and best to your father. I'm always glad to hear he's doing okay because I know he had a bad spell there for a while, so I'm glad to hear he's doing all right. I've been asked this question actually many times, Janice, and I'll sum it up really quick like this. Absolutely, Mike Tyson has a chance today. He probably ruled the heavyweight division. And yes, you do make a valid point. The fighters are bigger. They do train differently. But an in-shape Mike Tyson, with his antics, he could scare still half of the fighters. Now, let's keep in mind, we're not saying he lost against Douglas because that ended his aura of invincibility. That was it. Fighters, for the most part, weren't scared of him anymore. So he won fights like Michael Spinks and a lot of other ones before he ever came into the ring. So we're going to say he still has that aura of invincibility. So mentally, he could beat a lot of weak fighters because Vlad Klitschko is a damn good fighter. Boring as all outdoors, but he's weak here. Why do I say that? Well, what do you mean he's weak? Look at the Lehman Brewster fight, the first one. Lehman Brewster broke him down mentally. He couldn't handle it. And he folded. That's been Vladimir's problem for most of his career. They're always worried about his mental. So Mike could win on the mental level, and I think his power would obviously be the thing that nullifies it all. Could he be beaten? Sure, anybody can be beaten. But I think overall, he could beat, I'm going to say all the heavyweights today. Blowout Wilder, Anthony Joshua was so new, but any of these guys, they wouldn't stand a chance, in my opinion, against a prime Mike Tyson. All right, my blue Jew, kisses again and again. Glad to hear your father's doing well. And on that note, folks, we're going to take a short commercial break. Hey, folks, this is Bad Brad Berkwick, the host of the RSR Video Email Bag Show. Forget about it. And I want to talk to you about an exciting opportunity to advertise or sponsor on my show. If you're interested, send serious business inquiries to Ringside Report 2014 at gmail.com. Again, that's Ringside Report 2014 at gmail.com. Forget about it.
Excuse me?
What?
Aren't we supposed to be doing a shoot for your book ad?
Yeah, but I'm reading right now. I'm reading an interview in my book with James Quick Tillis. And I tell you what, I didn't realize I did a heck of an interview.
And
I guess we do need to do this book ad.
Yeah.
Hey, folks, here's the book. Boxing Interviews of a Lifetime by the man with the fedora, the pinky ring, and the New York thing. Me. Forget about it. All right, there it is on the back. Okay, and on the front. Now, how do you order this book? You go to authorhouse.com and you'll pick it up wholesale. You'll save a few fazools. Forget about it. But if you want to go to Amazon or Barnes & Noble, you can do that too. You're just going to pay retail that way. Now, for all the folks that ask me, yes, I will take this book here if you mail it to me and cover postage and handling to Tulsa and to wherever you live in the world. I will personally autograph your book. Again, Boxing Interviews of a Lifetime by The man with the fedora, the pinky ring, and the New York thing. Forget about it. Bad Bread out. All right, folks, we're back. And if you forgot who I am during a commercial break, I'm the man with the fedora, the pinky ring, and the New York thing. Forget about it. Bad Bread Berkwood. Now let's get to the remainder of your questions tonight. Next one is Bad Bread. Nobody touches you when it comes to personality and the way you can be funny, serious, and very knowledgeable on your show. Well, thank you very much, pal. I appreciate that. It's a very nice compliment. Thank you. And he goes on to say, you always keep it real and talk to your viewers, not down to us. No, I don't believe in that. I'll go in a little bit in a minute. Keep it up, brother. Now that Ward versus Kovalev is set for November, who are you going with? Benny C. from Bartlesville, Oklahoma. Well, Benny C. from Bartlesville, Oklahoma. Hey, pal, you're not too far from me. You know, we shoot Studio B is in Bartlesville, Oklahoma, at our other house there. Okay? No, let me address that and then I'll answer your question about Ward versus Kovalev. No, I don't talk down to my viewers. Actually, I don't talk down to anybody. I don't put up with any shit. And I don't start fights, but I have no problem ending them very quickly. But no, I don't believe in talking down to people. I don't believe in talking above people's level. Okay, and that goes for smart people, not so smart people, knowledgeable boxing fans, not so knowledgeable boxing fans. There's a saying, everyday man, that's me. Okay? Don't let the pinky ring and the fedora and the New York thing fool you. I'm just like you, pal. All right, now, Ward versus Kovalev. Fantastic fight. It's about time they made the fight. Forget about it. Okay, here's how I look at that fight. Ward could probably box circles around him. I've said this before. He always seems to figure out a way to win fights, and sometimes he winds up knocking out his opponents. Now, granted, he fought Chad Dawson, and Chad Dawson had to come down and weight from light heavyweight, and I'm sure he was drained a little bit from that. But still, he knocked out a tough guy when he knocked out Dawson. So he can knock you out, but he usually boxes circles around you. And he figures when A doesn't work, he's got a B, C, and D plan. A lot of fighters don't have that. They got A, and if that doesn't work, they try B and aren't successful at it, or there is no plan B. Now, Kovalev has that one thing that always levels the playing field when it comes to speed or anything else, and that is cracking power. I believe Ward has been dropped in his career. Don't quote me on it. But if he has, obviously he got up because he's undefeated. Kovalev has a chance if he can catch Andre Ward, which I don't see Andre Ward sticking in the pocket. I see him box, 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 box. Because that's his game. It's usually his game plan. I don't see him trying to prove anything by going toe-to-toe. I think it'd be a huge mistake. But if he can catch Andre Ward, you never know. Andre Ward's getting up there in age, and he hasn't fought as regularly as he used to fight, so you never know. But as far as a prediction, the safe bet would be Andre Ward by maybe scary at moments in the fight, but Andre Ward, honestly, by unanimous decision. But hey, you never know, pal. All right? Last question of the night. Bad Bread. First-time writer, but long-time viewer. Never stop doing what you do, buddy. I have subscribed to the RSR YouTube channel, and so a few of my buddies over here in London. Well, thank you very much, pal. I wanted to know what you thought of Prince Naseem Hamed. He was a little before my time, but I've seen many of his fights on YouTube and loved the little guy, who today is not so little anymore. Have you seen him? He looks like he ate a few of his former opponents. Thanks for your time, Harry C. from London, England. Well, Harry C., thank you for the compliments. Let me tell you something about Prince Naseem Hamed. In the history of boxing, I've never seen a fighter make a better ring entrance than Naseem Hamed, and I couldn't stand him in his day. I liked watching him, but I couldn't stand his little cocky ass. Came in on a flying carpet one time. He would do the flips. He was always talking shit. He was great. He was a good soundbite. He's a miniature Tyson Fury, but Tyson Fury can't do all the acrobat stuff that he did. He reminds me of a miniature Roy Jones, and people say, well, what do you mean by that? I mean this. He never did anything conventional. Basically, he did everything wrong. And I'll add one more fighter, Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali, for the most part, did not do anything by the textbook, which is why it made him so great. He leaned back. He did all that. He kept his hands down. He got away with it because he's so damn fast. Naseem Hamed the same way. Okay? Yeah, he wound up getting beat by Marco Antonio Barrera, but he still was exciting. He'd come off the canvas. He'd do a flip when he got dropped like Aaron Pryor used to do. He was great for boxing. And like I said, he didn't do anything right, and it all worked for him most of the time. So, and yes, I have seen him lately, and I do believe he might have ate Ricky Hatton and Frank Bruno as well, because he's ballooned up. Was he 5'2"? Looks like he weighs like 300 pounds. Forget about it. Can't be good for him. All right, folks. That's another RSR video email bag show in the can. Forget about it. And as Frank Sinatra sang so eloquently, so long ago, the best is yet to come. Bad Brad out. Hey folks, this is Bad Brad Berkwood from the Bad Brad Berkwood Show. And we have new and exciting news for you. The Bad Brad Berkwood Show is now doing remote shows, which means we're going on location. If your business is interested in booking the Bad Brad Berkwood Show to shoot at your location for max publicity in the state of Oklahoma and beyond, call the RSR office at 703-517-2155. Forget about it.